Bonjour everyone, welcome to another episode. Today we're going to be checking out the some finds that I've made in different places over the past couple weeks. I'll admit that I haven't been hunting as much as I used to, with work and everything like that. Basically been busier than usual, so furthermore, at least in my area, we've been completely dry if we're talking about new waves of main lines. I did manage to find a few things though, here and there. So that's what I'm going to show you today. So basically, I'm going to start off by showing you some mainline Hot Wheels that I managed to add to the collection. So first and foremost, I'll start off with some dollar store finds. Managed to pick up the most recent Honda S2000 casting, part of the Rio's rides, with the little Hot Wheels and the Rio logo on the side. Always a nice casting because it's fully detailed. I like it in solid gloss yellow, really nice. Nice chrome PR5s, same diameter across the board. I am hoping that eventually we'll get an S2000 casting that is not modified. I know that there is one with opening hood from Matchbox. It would be cool if I have like a CR version or something like that, like those final run baby blue. That'd be really cool. I'd like to see that. Nonetheless, happy to find that. There were two of these on the pegs. I took one, left another one for another collector. After that, finally was able to grab what I consider is definitely one of the top fantasy castings for the year so far, which is the Lowrider. So yeah, kind of like a Lowrider with the front hydros activated. This also has a moving engine when you roll it around. Fortunately, also has an incomplete interior with no dashboard, but overall, it's a nice looking car. Very Lowrider looking paint job. I love the color, that dark maroon. Kind of gives off like mid 70s Chevy vibes, in my humble opinion, or even early 70s. Yeah, really cool. I really like Lowriders, so this is a nice addition. I really like this one. I like the fact that it's got that lean going on as well, so happy to add that finally to the collection. After that, pick up this red variation of the latest 55 Chevy. Now, I had found my first Super of the year actually was the 55 Chevy. I do not collect Supers, so that was traded off. But I noticed afterwards through several other videos that a cool new feature of this version of the casting, be it the first blue version or this wine red one, is the fact that it now has front tampos. Now that's definitely something that I've always found that was missing, because this is one of my favorite 50s cars, bar none. I have several variations of it, but none with the front tampos, so I did want to pick up this one because of those tampos. Yeah, it's definitely a nice vehicle. I do like the black with the dark metallic red. The Bel Air badging. It's a very cool machine. As mentioned, I have quite a few variations of this, so it's a nice one to have finally with tampos up front, which kind of completely completes the look. So now, one that I had skipped over probably half a dozen times, I'm not unsure if I really wanted to add it to the collection, was this 69 Copa Corvette, so a C3. Finally, pulled the trigger and decided to pick it up. It is a nice cast. I like the fact that the livery, part of the retro racer, so the livery is, looks period correct. It's not, it's red, white, and blue, nothing flashy. The wheels are super well chosen as well. The 5 spokes in black with the chrome lip. Looks really good. I did think at the beginning that this was the same exact car that I had loose as part of the 2017 Redliners series, but seeming in premium, but seemingly it is not, because this is a hardtop and the other one's actually a caged convertible. So decided to pick it up. I like the fact also that with the through the white base, it also looks like the side pipes are actually powder coated, which is something a Copo would probably have had, basically, especially a racing version in period. So no tampos front rear, but as mentioned, the deco's really nice dark blue uh, main color. In the front, I mean, it's just begging for details. I may or may not detail this a little bit if ever I crack it open. So, but yeah, cool addition to the Corvette stash. So, um, another one that's a little bit the same thing. Had passed up the this black variation of the McLaren F1 released last year. Decided to finally pick it up because I do have a pullback version in I think 136 or 138 scale in GTR trim, and I thought that this would be really cool to crack open to actually display with it. And since I have a pullback of the GR Supra in white, I'm probably going to crack open my white variation of the GR Supra as well from Hot Wheels with the wide body kit there. But yeah, we'll crack those open another day there. I might make a short of that or something. And finally, one I was really happy to find. I finally found the elusive 83 Chevy Silverado, which was very limited in its numbers within the case, the first case where it was released this year. I did manage actually to find two. This is the second one I find, and I picked it up just today. The other one I found, I did pick up, but it has a cracked bubble. So obviously I'm going to crack that other one open. I'll see if I keep this because I don't collect duplicates. I might use this as trade bait or something like that, basically. I'm still on the lookout for the EK9 Civic Type R, be it in yellow or in white, or I don't even care. So I don't know. See if somebody would be willing to trade a square for a hatchback. Well, so I'll check with my local collector community, see if that can happen. Fingers crossed. Fingers and toes, actually. Next up, I'm going to show you a couple loose castings. Thrift store finds, actually. Picked up a couple thrift store bags, basically. Instead of doing as I normally do in a case like this and cracking them open, I decided to really just pre-select the ones that I wanted to show off, or that I'm going to keep, actually. Pretty much all the other ones I gave to my daughter to add to her little stash of diecast cars. So, a few pullbacks, a few cheaper diecasts, as well as a few fantasy castings, especially a couple Maisto fantasy castings that she really likes. So, first and foremost, speaking of Maisto, let's start with this guy right here. So this is a Maisto Mercedes-Benz Actros truck, slightly older generation. I do have two of these with trailers, and this one, the trailer was not in the bag with the truck, but I thought it would be cool. It looks, the scale is a little bit off there. This is more like somewhere between HO and 172 scale, I'd say. But nevertheless, looks good in dioramas and stuff like that. Great for props and diecast photography. So, and I mean, these trucks are not bad. I really like the wheels. I mean, they're black, so obviously they're not super visible there, but I like the front wheels that I find really realistic. And the rear wheels, I wish they were kind of like, dually wheels, but we can't have it all. And I mean, these things cost literally nothing. So for the money that one of these costs, I think it's around $4 for a truck with the trailer. can't really go wrong, especially when it's an actual licensed vehicle. So yeah, pretty cool. It's not in the greatest shape. There are, there's missing paint here and there, but I like the fact that you've got the Tonka branding on there. Tonkas, I don't know why they just, I had Tonkas when I was a kid, and it's just very nostalgic to me. So we'll put that Mercedes here. So we'll put it like this. We need a little bit more room anyways. Okay, next up we have, show you this one. This is a cool find. Again, very play worn, but we've got this MC Toy Peugeot 405 T16 rally car. So this is a Group B machine. If ever you've seen the Pikes Peak climb with this car going up in period Pikes Peak hill climb before it was paved, with Ari Vatanyana driving the vehicle, it is pretty darn insane. Now this one, the scale is a little bit big. It seems to be about the size of a Siku, maybe 155. Paint's definitely not all that great. The Peugeot Lion on the roof is definitely mostly gone, and unfortunately the big wing, the signature big wing on the back, is gone as well. But overall, I thought it could make potentially a cool custom, so we'll see what happens there. Doesn't roll very well because of a rusty axle in the rear. Doesn't really show too much on this side, but yeah, it's pretty bad. So either way, these wheels are, they kind of mimic the 5-arch wheels from old Matchbox. The chrome's all gone, so it's a candidate for a wheel swap, but I really like the casting details that are actually super interesting. Very well done. You can see, the box flares, typical 80s motorsport, E30 M3 or Lancia Delta Integrale. Very cool body style. I've always loved this, and I used to have as a kid a Pioneer liveried 124 scale majorette of this, which unfortunately I have no idea where it went. We are talking probably 25 years ago, so a lot can happen in 25 years, right? Next up, let's go back to Maisto. I decided to keep this one, not because it's an awesome casting, but just because I don't have it, and I think it would make a pretty cool wheel swap. So, Maisto Hemi Cuda. This is 71. It's a nice cast. Proportions are pretty good. Stance is definitely better than the Matchbox version. Definitely not as nice as the Hot Wheels version. So somewhere in the middle. Obviously the wheels, these Maisto wheels are horrible. Unfortunately, most Maisto fresh metal cars are afflicted with pretty ugly wheels. But you got the Go Mango paint with the billboard Hemi deco on the side. You've got that typical Hemi hood scoop. No interior, blacked out windows, obviously plastic base, which you can see here. But it's overall not bad casting. Again, a cool custom project. So we'll see what happens with this one. It's not horrible shape, but it's definitely been played with. So next up, we have something I don't really collect, but I decided to keep. Yeah, actually, I just noticed it's really damaged, so you know what? This is probably going to end up being a wheel donor, but I got this NASCAR here. The roof is crushed, unfortunately. So, I don't know. Either diorama, NASCAR crash, something like that, or wheel donor, because the wheels are pretty cool, They're not in the best of shape, but they're not bad. You got the Goodyear Eagle, typical NASCAR wheels, so I might use that as a wheel donor or something like that. But honestly, I just noticed it's damaged, so I won't say a whole lot. But you know, Kleenex liveried Ford Taurus, probably like 2004, something like that, 2003, after the facelift. Next up, I actually the next two that I'm going to show you are the reasons why I picked up this bag. First and foremost, we have the Ferrari 333 SP, which I do have a variation of in even rougher shape than this one. Doesn't even roll. The axles are so rusty, and it's a black version with a yellow wing, with a Hot Wheels livery, whereas this one has a Ferrari livery. Paint is in pretty good condition except for the 2 rubbing points on each front fender, which is typical. And got some cool logos on here as well, you know. I really like this variation. It's the first time I see it. I didn't really do any research on it, but I will definitely do so. Got the black lace wheels. You know, tampos have seen better days, but at the end of the day, for thrift store find, it's not bad. You know, the wing's not too distorted, a little bit, slightly, but not that bad. And you know, black interior I prefer than you know, a yellow or red or whatever interior. I find it's more realistic. It's definitely cool. A cool thing to add to the little Ferrari stash. So and last but not least, definitely not least, the one I was most happy to find, and my only representative of this specific cast by Hot Wheels, Dodge Charger Daytona 1970, I believe. Really was hoping to find the Boulevard release from last year in yellow. Unfortunately did not, because that thing is scalped like there's no tomorrow. But this variation is really cool. I love this kind of pearlescent green with a slight yellow color swing. Cool white tampos. You got the Go Fast stripes. A little bit of a stripe on the side as well. The side indicator is done. Dodge logo on the just above the side exit exhaust with the infamous Daytona. I wish the Daytona stripe would continue on to the big wing, because that's how it would have been on the real car, but I'm not really going to complain about it. OH5s that used to be chrome with a red trim. Now it's partially red trim and partially chrome. Slightly rusty axles. Again, this would be a pretty cool candidate for a wheel swap because of the stance of it. It's kind of like tall, I find. And that's the reason why I always preferred the Plymouth Superbird casting over the Dodge Daytona casting from Hot Wheels, because the Plymouth is slammed, whereas this Dodge doesn't look lifted, but it seems awful tall, especially with the staggered wheels, which kind of adds to the illusion. Black interior, you know, wing's not that thick, so I like it. Obviously chrome rear, since the base is chrome. I'm probably gonna add some rear lights on that, Sharpie them in there. So it takes 2 seconds, and it's so easy to do, and it changes the car. Last thrift store find that I will show you something a little bit different. So it's basically this big monster right here. So we've got a Kenworth truck with trailer. This, I believe, is approximately 164. I think the NASCAR is probably the only one that's actual 164 if I look at it, you know, scale wise. Yeah, it's still a little bit yeah, so this is probably 172 again or something like that. It's a little bit bigger than the Maisto truck. Maisto's probably closer to HO, and this is really more like 172, I think. But not a bad truck. Looks really good. It's plastic base. Actually, the chrome part here is plastic. The base is metal. And the bumpers aren't broken. Still got the stacks in the back, as you can see here. Yeah, overall, not too bad of a condition. It's got the UT Universal Transport livery. Wheels are pretty nice. Again, I wish these were dually wheels in the back, but they're not. At the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. These trucks, I mean, I remember when I was a kid. This is like Optimus Prime right here. You know, these flat nose trucks of this era of the 80s, early 80s is they really have a nostalgic feel to me, at least. Now this is a Matchbox. Show you the base here. Here you go. Really nice truck. It's really well executed. I really like this. It's a really nice truck. Unfortunately, though, the trailer, which is there, it's missing the rear doors. So yeah, we got an empty trailer. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's really nice. Again, universal transportation that's on there. You got all the little lights that are all well done. It's well detailed. This is plastic. Actually, it's mostly plastic. The only metal parts that I can see would be this part here that inserts into the cab, the bolts, the screws on the bottom, and probably the axles. There's nothing else that's metal on here. You know, maybe, oh yeah, and there's this little push pin right here. It's metal, but that's pretty much it. All the rest is actually plastic, fantastic. But yeah, not bad. All right, next up. I've got a couple Greenlights that I picked up recently. Last visit to my Toys R Us, the new wave of Greenlight Hollywood came out, which is a series I do like a lot. You know, I'm a movie buff. I studied in cinema in college, so basically, you know, I've movies with cars in them, basically, they do create, you know, like a memory. And you know, there's some of them I just really like to have, especially with the card art that would, you know, represent the actual, you know, movie or TV show or whatnot. First one I picked up, this is release 34, so it just came out basically. First one I picked up was this 86 Cherokee Wagoneer. This is from Macgyver. Not a show I've ever watched or, you know, want to get into or anything like that. It's really all about the cast for this one. So Jeep Wagoneer basically came with the wood trim, and it also came with the dual stacked headlamps. That actually, if we're talking about Mopars, they did the same thing for the Dodge Caravans, basically for the Plymouth Voyagers, where they kind of changed the front and the light design in the 80s, depending on the specific model. But this thing is super well done. I mean, I remember these when I was a kid. You know, the Wagoneers were pretty rare, but this style of Cherokee, this is the third variation I pick up. You saw in my last in one of my previous videos the Cali Police version from the Hot Pursuit. I also have a Pioneer version from I don't remember the series, but you know, it's a fairly recent release. And now this one, basically all three have different wheels, all three have different trim levels. I mean, the police one looks more like a sport. This one you got the Wagoneer, and the other one's the Pioneer, which was like a sporty appearance package. This one has the white walls, more or less round, because Greenlight. You've got the 5-spoke wheels, which were indeed in period the top of the line wheels before the limited version was released a couple years later. You have the tiny little 4x4 badge on the back. You know, you have the badging on the front fender as well, which is all there. The Wagoneer, pretty cool stuff. Very well done. You know, nice silver paint, silver gray paint. And, you know, the fake wood finish, it ain't half bad. It's pretty well done. You know, looks fake, but I mean, it looked fake on the real car, so. Next up, we've got the 1966 Ford T-Bird from Thelma Louise, the car that actually falls off a cliff at the end of the movie. Surprisingly, the white walls on this one are extremely well done, and this is my only, you know, Thunderbird casting, I believe, of this era, the 60 to 66 era or body style. I like the color. I really like the color of this. That grayish blue metallic, slight, you know, a slight hint of aqua in there as well. The wheels are awesome. Very very period correct. Great front details. Okay, I was wondering if those front lights were lens. No, they're painted. Same for the rear, with the license plate as Greenlight normally does. And it's going to be a license plate that's actually matching the one in the movie. So there you go. Very cool. You got a very light tan interior, almost off-white. Very well done. Wish they would have put a little bit more detail, especially if it is, since it's a convertible. But I mean, you do have the opening hood as well, right? So, but really nice car. Really nice car. You know, and literally, you know, the card art on these is just the movie poster. So, yeah, really cool. Really cool car. Really cool cruiser. This is one, I mean, Thelma Louise was a good movie, but it's not like a, to me at least, it's not like a cult classic, you know, must watch and whatnot. So it's not, it's a car that I wouldn't mind taking off the package. So, whereas this one, I was super surprised when this came out. A 1986 Ford Taurus LX out of RoboCop. Wasn't my favorite action movie, but I mean, the Taurus when it came out in 86. What Back to the Future did for DeLorean, the MC-12, this is, you know, RoboCop did the same thing for the Taurus. When it was released in 86. This, I mean, this car, compare the Taurus to what Chrysler was making at the time, or GM. I mean, compare the 86 Ford Taurus to example an 86 Chevy Celebrity, or an 86 Chrysler LeBaron, and not the coupe, but the sedan. This thing, it looked about, you know, 10 to 12 years, you know, forward into the future. So, but yeah, this I'm really happy it came out. Not because of this specific one, because as mentioned, I'm not a huge RoboCop fan. This opens the possibility, and Greenlight, if you're watching, this is opening the possibility to get a first-gen Taurus SHO casting, which is a car that I really love. Jason Camisa a couple months ago did a video on these for Haggerty, so or you guys want to look that up, it's a really cool breakdown of why this car was so special. You know, this specific one is an LX, so I won't get too much into the SHO talk, because I could talk to you about the Taurus SHO probably for a whole 30-minute video on itself. And last but not least, definitely not least, I was again lucky with that most recent visit to Toys R Us to find another green machine. Another green machine. This is probably my sixth one in the last 6 months. I'm going steady at one a month for green machines. And I'm not counting the two that I left behind, because they were two of the exact same car, which I already had a triplicate for. So, but this one here, 1960 Chevy Corvette, only 60 Corvette that I have. This is out of Riptide. Feel free to educate me on what the heck this is, because it's obviously a TV show. It's not a movie. And it's probably a detective show with the No Case Is Too Hot to Solve. And I'm assuming it takes place in somewhere, you know, sunny. There's the beach on there with the sunset. But look at this thing. Got a little flame job in the scallop instead of having it in white. The tail, the new tail design for 60 as well, compared to the 57 to 59, which eliminated the 4 round lights to get the. No, actually, this is the opposite. It's the last year for this style of tail, based on the 54, 53, 54 Corvette, and that was let go to change the styling 61 to the end, the tail that we would see on the C2 following. Yeah, this one is really nice. You got your green base under here. Yeah, so really fortunate to find that. I don't know, I've been really lucky with green machines. I've had zero luck. I've found 0 M2 Chase, but green machines, we're the 6th month of the year at time of filming. And yeah, steady 1 a month. Average. So there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll let you go with the last view of this one here. Pretty happy, honestly, to find this one. So if you like the video, I mean, as usual, don't hesitate to subscribe so as to be notified when I upload next, which normally should be twice a week. If you enjoyed also this little showcase, please do hit that like button, and of course comment your feedback in the comments section. You know, which of these are your favorites, which ones do you have, which ones do you not like. You know, really up to you. Love reading your comments, and thank you again for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.